Hey guys, Sableye VGC here, and welcome back to another episode of Crazy Climbing. Today we're going to keep things going with the Xerneas team we featured in the last episode, because you know what? We've been on a roll with it right now, and one more episode I don't think can hurt anybody. The Suicune is super nice on this team. We're going to get Neige here, which I want to believe is Pardini. I'm like 90% certain this is Pardini, but I could be wrong. So definitely a good matchup right now. And things are going to be interesting. So, okay. So what I normally like doing into Calyrex is going for like Suicune Rillaboom stuff. The scary part about that though is if they go like Entei Calyrex. If they go Entei Calyrex, that is terrifying. However, if they go Entei Calyrex into Suicune Rillaboom, I still have my pivot ability here by going with Xerneas and a potential Incineroar in the back. However, I wonder if it's just better to still keep Landorus. Like, double fire. I don't know, double fire Regieleki to me means bring Landorus. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Landorus here. And not concerned about the Urshifu, right? You should be bringing stuff like Entei, Amoonguss, Calyrex. I guess you could bring Urshifu, but I don't think you I really don't think they do. I don't know. Urshifu is one of those Pokemon that they really shouldn't be bringing against my team. But at the same time, they kind of need to bring against my team, right? You shouldn't really be wanting your Urshifu against the Xerneas. But for the Landorus and for that Incineroar, it's just super hard not to bring. And there it is, speaking of the Urshifu. So I have no complaints right here. This is a simple Tailwind and a knockoff for me. Not a whole lot my opponent can do at this point. They probably want to set, try to either protect or get something going here. But they have to be scared of Fake Out. Like, this is why I lead this. This is such a good lead into Cali, because the moment they lead Cali, they're on the back foot. They obviously don't know I have knockoff. I mean, you have to assume, though, right? So it's a free Tailwind. You're not killing Suicune. And if you kill Suicune, it's because you're staying in with both, and then knockoff is killing Calyrex. But even if they double Suicune, I'm pretty sure it does not kill. Perhaps they're like Choice Scarf Calyrex, which would be super annoying. But I think they also have to fear the fact that I could just click Fake Out. But Urshifu's actually going to click Helping Hand. Is this Choice Specs Helping Hand? Because if it... Oh, it's going to Psyshock as well. That might kill Rillaboom. Nah. Nah. That's not killing Rillaboom. So we're going to get the Tailwind up with the Suicune here. Knockoff's going to go into Calyrex. And that is basically exactly what you want to do. I don't think you could have asked for anything better. Helping Hand Urshifu is really cool, though. I'm going to be completely honest. That is super cool. But thankfully my Rillaboom... People question why I run bulky Rillaboom, but that's exactly why I run bulky Rillaboom. It's one of those Pokemon that I kind of just have to not die. If I need something to not die and get an attack off, I trust Rillaboom to be the one to do that. I'm going to go ahead and say this Urshifu wants to pivot out here. I'm going to Scald. I don't really want to lose Rillaboom, but I think there's really no reason for me not to. What did you have in the back that could potentially come in? I mean, I really don't care. I will just I'm faster than both right now. I'm gonna Grassy Glide the Ursh. If you, and the off chance you stay in, I'll take the big damage. Entei's gonna E-Speed, which will probably kill me. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, getting a Scald into Entei is gonna be just enough to put it into range, anyways, of a Geomancy boost. Scald's going into Entei. That looks to be AV. That took that way too well to be not AV. Urshifu is gonna click Close Combat. Suicune is gonna be able to survive, and I will get my berry, so I will be able to take another one of those. I'm assuming this is like Focus Sash Urshifu. There's really no reason for it not to be sashed at this point. You don't run Helping Hand and you don't stay in there if you're not. So, losing... Do I go Lando or Zern? That's the question, right? Because I could viably go both, right? I'm going to go Zern. I think Zern makes a lot of sense here. And I'm actually going to just Dazzling... No, I should really Geo, right? The thing is, if I Geo and it's not AV Entei and it just happened to have been super bulky and they roar, that's terrifying, right? Whereas here, I can simply click Dazzling Gleam, Icy Wind, not really care what the Entei does because it's not going to kill anything. The problem with that, though, is if I go for that and then they protect Urshifu, they're not protecting... There's no way they protect Urshifu here. They're not protecting Urshifu here. There's no way. That's fine. Like I said, I could have had the Geomancy, but it's fine. Incineroar is coming in. I don't overly care, Not going to do too much damage here with the Xerneas, but I'm still in a very solid spot because Dazzling Gleam puts on a lot of pressure right now. There's not a whole lot they can do. I don't know what item that Urshifu is either. So Dazzling Gleam's going to come out. I'm going to do some decent damage. That Entei's still taking that really, really well in my eyes here. We're going to get the Icy Wind off as well. What are we going to see from the Entei though? Probably some sort of Sacred Fire. Click Roar. Just click Roar so I can smile here a little bit. If you click Roar and you roar in my Lando, you're not Roar. You're going to be AV and it's just going to be a Snarl, right? But you know, my point still stands that you could have clicked Roar. They're going to crit the Suicune, which doesn't matter at all. But I do get my health back here. I could try to Geo up right now. Still don't think it's the right play. I am tempted. I really do want to save Xerneas, right? I need to keep Xerneas alive. But at the same time, do I risk bringing in Landorus into the Urshifu switch back in? Right? If I bring in Landorus and they parting shot, I'm going to Geomancy. I'm just going to get my speed boost. I know I'm not going to get my special attack up, but I'm just going to get my speed boost right now. In fact, I'll probably be -1 after the turn if they play this properly. But, like if they go Snarl Parting Shot, which is exactly what I'm expecting, I'll be -1 with my Xerneas. But getting the boosts onto Xerneas, the speed boost is what's more important to me right here. Because it gives me Dazzling Gleam pressure. I don't really care that I'm -1. Urshifu does not appreciate a Xerneas attack, you know? And they could also miss a Snarl. They may not Parting Shot. They should Parting Shot, but they might not. Unless Incineroar has the Roar. Suicune's going to go for the Scald here. A crit would be nice. I don't think we need it, though. Yeah, that's just good damage. They're actually going to Sacred Fire, so no Snarl there. So I'll be neutral after this turn. They're going to get the burn. It is Sacred Fire. I cannot complain. Incineroar is going to correctly go for that Parting Shot into the Suicune. So despite everything here, I'm somehow +1 still after all that. Maybe reading me switching out or protecting, which makes sense, right? There was a lot going against me there, mainly the reason to protect or switch out, right? You're obviously going to Snarl. Why would I Geomancy just to get back to neutral? But I really just wanted to get my boost up, and it's actually going to pay dividends for us here. And honestly, at this point, there's really not much my opponent can go for. The question is, Tailwind is gone. So I think I want to get it back off. I feel like getting Tailwind up is more important here realistically than anything else. And I don't really see a way I get stopped on that. So we're going to go for the Dazzling Gleam. And this is just one of those games where we steamrolled off of turn 1, right? Yeah, sure, we lost our Rillaboom, but then we got Xerneas in the back and Xerneas just went off. Like, turn 1 was just so good when they lost their Restricted. There was just nothing left for them to do. Like, they just legitimately had nothing left for them to do. Don't get me wrong, they're making a very good game out of this. Especially after that turn 1. There's the Protect from the Urshifu. Like I said, I just wanted to match Tailwind. I'm expecting Dazzling Gleam to be enough to kill this Entei. And then I should get the free Tailwind up. But we are going to see it is actually not going to be enough, which is actually probably best case scenario for me. Because now you just click Snarl. And I don't care about that. You're actually going to click Sacred Fire. So now you're going to start hitting my Xern. You're going to get the burn again, I'm assuming. No. Okay. Nice. So with the Tailwind up right now, you're probably going to click something like E-Speed. I'm still +1 with Xerneas as well. This is a Scald and a Dazzling Gleam just to win this game right now. They probably E-Speed. I'm not too concerned about that. They cannot protect their Urshifu again. +1 Dazzling Gleam and a Scald will kill the Urshifu here because they're probably going to be sashed. But this is a W. I have this game written down as a W in my book. Like, I don't see a way out of this for them. They could get a double protect, pivot into Incineroar here, then they have fake out pressure. But even if they do that, the Incineroar is taking, the Incineroar is taking a +1 Dazzling Gleam. So we're going to take that W right there. I'm very confident that is Francesco Pardini, so I will leave a link to that Twitch channel down below for you guys. Go check him out. Very good player, very good content creator. So it is in Italian, but if you are curious of that, go check it out. Does put out a lot of good content for the community. So we're going to keep things going here. Hopefully, like I said, the goal today is top 50. Not sure if we're going to hit it. We're 58, so we would need to win one more for that to happen. But let's take a nice early gander. I wouldn't mind taking it. I would not be against sneaking into top 50 here. It probably would be close to top 30 with a W, depending on who we play here. But let's see what we got. So great game there though. But honestly, that's what I like about this team. I've been running Zashi in all format, and not having Kali answers was really, really rough. So having just an amazing answer to Calyrex is phenomenal, and this is scary. This right here is terrifying. Okay. So this is one of the things where the Ditto is the problem. And when you're running Xerneas, Ditto is always the problem, right? Because you can't freely set up. Like, this is not a scary team to go up against for me, right? Generally, I would go with my Suicune, I would go with my Amoonguss, I would go with my Xerneas and my Incineroar, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing. But normally, I'm able to get Xerneas into a spot where I get Geo up. The problem is I can't successfully do that until the Ditto is gone, which is scary. I have to go for this. Yes, I'm not bringing Rillaboom, but there's really no reason to. They have an Incineroar, they have a Serena, a Mono Grassy Glide, so Serena really just shuts me down. They also have a Torn and a Ferrothorn. I'm not touching any of those, right? There's no real reason for Rillaboom here. The concept with this Xerneas team against Kyogre is normally the 4 I'm bringing right now, or you guarantee Suicune, Amoonguss, Xerneas, and then you pick one of the last 3, right? You either pick one of the Incineroar or the Rillaboom. But right now I'm going for the Incineroar. There's a Ferrothorn and a Serena, so it's basically double grass. I'm going with Incineroar. Ferrothorn, Kyogre, there it is, right away, right off the bat. They do not mess around right now. This is still scary, especially if this is like, especially if it's this that annoying Ferrothorn that has all the that's the Iron Defense boost. Because if they get the Iron Defense up, I really can't break it. I am going to Scald straight into the Ferrothorn here. I don't see Kyogre staying in ever. And if it's going to stay in, it's just going to click Protect. I am going to Spore the slot. It's going to be Serena switching in though, right? So am I real enough to Pollen Puff that slot? I'm just going to Spore. If they stay in, I get to Spore off. It's worth it. They're actually going to stay in and click Scald. So we're both going to click Scald into Grass types on turn 1, which is kind of wild. They do not get a burn. Suicune's going to Scald on my end. I definitely need a burn here. I need a burn sooner rather than later. I am not going to get it, which I can't complain about, but there's the Iron Defense, which is super, super annoying. And this is where this game becomes problematic for me. Because Body Press is going to destroy my entire team here. The problem right now is I need to find a way to get through Ferrothorn, and I don't have that going for me right now. Once again, I can't set up Xerneas either, because they're going to switch into Ditto. I'm going to Scald the Ferrothorn again. I'm still going to fish for that burn. If I can burn the Ferrothorn, the Body Press probably never kills me, as long as I position around it properly. And I am going to go Grass Knot into the Ogre just for some damage. Should be a 2-shot. Kyogre is guaranteed to turn asleep right there. We're probably going to see some sort of either Leech Seed or just another Iron Defense here. Scald's coming out. Going to connect into this Ferrothorn for a burn. Okay, there we go. We're going to get the burn, which is super, super nice. Ferrothorn is going to just click that Leech Seed, which, like I said, is exactly what I was expecting right there. So not too big of a deal. Grass Knot going out. Grass Knot's going to do some solid damage into this Kyogre. Over 50% actually. So it's still scary, right? One, I don't know if they even brought Ditto. I feel like you bring Ditto instead of Torn here. You don't need your Tailwind versus me. So I feel like Ditto comes instead of Torn. But finishing this off is still going to be kind of scary. Right? I really do want to switch Xerneas in. I'm just going to Snarl. And I am going to Grass Knot here. Amoonguss is fine. I don't really mind Suicune taking a little bit more chip damage at this point. If I can just kill the Kyogre slot, this is fantastic. But definitely a scary game here because this Ferrothorn set up. They're just going to switch out the Kyogre, which is fine. What are we going to see? We're going to see the Serena. Okay. Should have Icy Winded right there for that. But like I said, it's going to be Serena, and Ditto is also going to be their last one here. We're going to get a little bit of chip damage with the Snarl. The problem is Ferrothorn is just going to start body pressing. Just another Iron Defense. I'm okay with that right now. Right, you're burned. So the best case scenario, you're not really doing that much damage. Right, obviously it's still going to hurt. Don't get me wrong. It's still going to start packing damage. Right, it's still going to do damage. That is AV Serena. Grass Knot would have done a little bit more had it not been so. I feel like they want to kill Amoonguss here. So I'm going to go Incineroar for the Amoonguss and pivot into Kyogre for the Suicune. And that should allow, Xerneas for the Suicune, sorry. That should allow me to get a Geomancy up next turn. And that should be free on my end. So Xerneas comes in here, and Incineroar comes in here, so I can eat the Power Whip if it goes into Xerneas better. And if it just gets Triple Axle into Amoonguss, then that's phenomenal for me. They could Body Press, but like I said, only being at +4 and burned. The burn is the key, right? Because now the Body Press really doesn't shred through my entire team. It's going to do damage, but not enough to shred my team like Ferrothorn was intending on doing. So Suicune's going to come on back here for me here. And it's just tough, right? It depends on what they do and how much damage they're really going to be getting off right now. Because realistically, once I get my Xerneas set up, we're good. The scary part, though, is Ditto. And that's been the scary part since day one, is the Ditto. Right? That's been the scary part since day one, is the Ditto. Right? Because I can't freely kill Serena, because they're going to get Ditto in. Serena's actually going to U-turn here. Probably going to go back into Kyogre, which I don't care about. Because you're not bringing Ditto in before the Geomancy. It just doesn't happen. Unless you're Quick Claw and then you want a Geomancy with me. But do I care? You should bring Ditto in after the Geomancy. You're going to bring Ditto in now. So you're going to reveal the Ditto right now. And I don't realistically care too much. Because to stop me from going for Fake Out Geomancy, you have to switch in Serena. And that resets your Ferrothorn. You're going to Iron Defense again. Like I said, if you go for the Serena to stop my Fake Out Geo here, you're resetting your own Ferrothorn. And if you're resetting Ferrothorn, I think I'm winning the game. Because at that point, Xerneas wins. You might do it. Like, they very well could go ahead and do that. I'm a Geomancy. I'm going to Fake Out. They could switch out Ditto here. But I'm more concerned about this Ditto potentially being like Choice Scarf or anything or something along those lines. That's going to do big damage to me here, and rather than losing my Ferrothorn. And if it's a red card Ditto, they're actually going to hard switch out, which is the correct play. But Serena's coming back in here, that's fine. And Ferrothorn's going to Body Press, I presume, into my Incineroar. Queenly Majesty, of course, going to stop the Fake Out. It's going to be the Body Press, and like I said, should go into Incineroar. And it probably kills, I just don't know the burnt damage calc. I feel like I'm dead, though. I really do feel like I still lose Incineroar, but I don't care if that's the case. Because if you're Leech Seed, you could Leech Seed Xerneas as well. They could just go for the Leech Seed, which is also fair. And they are going to just Leech Seed to Xern, so that's exactly perfectly fine, I think. If the rain stops, I'm actually going to double Ferrothorn with a Moonblast Flare Blitz. I don't know if it kills, but killing Serena is not in the cards for me right now. I know I have to at some point. It's just if I kill Serena now, it doesn't help me. I'm not in a spot to actually do anything. But right now, outside of rain, I feel like I actually may be able to capitalize onto this Ferrothorn. They could protect the Ferro and hard pivot in Ditto here, but that would be phenomenal. That's just an amazing play that I don't really know if I can defend too well. Ferrothorn's going to protect. You're not going to hard pivot in Ditto, though, which is nice. So, okay. So, like I said, they want me to kill Serena. They want Ditto on the field. There's the U-turn. And that is a fantastic play. Nothing more than that. Nothing more to it than that being a fantastic play from my opponent. You know what I mean? That's just a great play from my opponent, and there's nothing more to it. Right? Because guaranteed at that point, Ditto is coming on the field in front of my Xerneas. If I killed Serena, Ditto's on the field in front of my Xerneas. If I don't hit the Serena, Ditto's on the field in front of my Xerneas. And that's exactly what they wanted. So that's just a great play on their end. I still think we may be okay here. The problem is going to be this Ferrothorn, and I've said it from the beginning. The problem is going to be this Ferrothorn. I'd imagine you want to kill my Incineroar now, so I'm going to safely just Moonblast this Xerneas. How safe it is, it really will never know. But I'm going to Moonblast this Ditto, not the Ferrothorn. I'm going to Moonblast the Ditto, just to do some big damage here. I do think it's probably Choice Scarf, and I'm going to hard pivot in Amoonguss here. Like I said, the Kyogre is asleep, so that part of the game is not scary. You want to hit my Incineroar here with the Moonblast here, so it's going to go into Amoonguss, I would imagine. If you do Moonblast Xerneas, I'll survive, so it's not the worst case scenario. My Xerneas is actually going to be faster, so we are not Choice Scarf. Are you red card of some sort? Moonblast goes into Ditto for big damage. It is not red card, just a Dazzling Gleam coming out. I should be able to take with Xerneas, and we're going to see a Body Press, right? That should go into the Amoonguss. Yep. Amoonguss is going to be able to take that super well, and seeing myself be faster is scary. Because that means it's a speed tie, because they have to have my speed tie at the very minimum, right? So I need to win a speed tie and hope you don't get a quick claw proc. If you get the quick claw proc and I lose a speed tie, it's game over. Just I don't have a better play to go for, you know? I don't think there's a better play at all. I think I legitimately just need to win the speed tie again. And I'm going to try and self-puff. I don't think I'm going to get it off, but I'm going to try. I think this is where the win streak comes to an end, though. Opposing Ditto is going to protect. So, where are you going with this body press? Ferrothorn going to protect as well? Oh. Getting the Ferrothorn protect there would have been fantastic. Because I would have actually been able to heal. But that's good damage into the Ferrothorn. They should press the Xerneas now. They're actually going to press the Amoonguss, meaning Amoonguss is going to survive and be able to heal my Xerneas here. So, despite things looking bleak, they're actually going to allow me to have a chance here by giving me the heal. So, okay, this is something. This at the very least is something. It's still scary, don't get me wrong, I'm not happy with this. Because once again, I still have to win a tie. Unless this Xerneas is going to take me down. Now, do I Rage Powder? I think yes, but that costs my Amoonguss. Do I care? I want to say no. So I'm just going to Gleam, and I am going to Rage Powder because a Dazzling Gleam will not kill Zern. But a Moonblast will kill Zern. I mean, they should be Gleaming anyways, but just in case. We're going to go for the Rage Powder just to make sure they don't Moonblast and kill me here. I will lose a Amoonguss here as a result of this. The Ditto is going to go Dazzling Gleam. Should have hard switched in Suicune, because now I'm taking too much damage here. Because a Body Press plus a... Body Press plus... What's the move called? Body Press plus a... plus the Leech Seed Recovery will be killing me here. Unless I miraculously live, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. Yeah, I'm gone. Thankfully, no Leech Seed though, so they actually don't get the health. But I should have pivoted into... should have pivoted Amoonguss out right there, because this is still a scary endgame right now. Because I lost my main way of dealing damage, right? And that's what's scary about this. It's not game over by any means, because I do have Suicune and Incineroar on the field right now. Serena doesn't do too much pressure right now. But it should be the Serena switching in. And I think I was actually going to go Ogre first, which is weird. So they have to potentially risk waking up right here. I need them to stay asleep. I'm confident in a Scald and a Flare Blitz will still kill this Ferrothorn if I double into it right now. Now the question is, how confident is my opponent in that? Like, does my opponent expect the Scald Flare Blitz to kill? Because it's a Ferrothorn at the end of the day. I mean, it's +6 into rain. It's going to do next to nothing. But I'm going to go for it. Now the question is, do they protect Ferrothorn to let Kyogre wake up? I feel like that's probably more likely to happen right there. So I'm actually going to Scald Throat Chop the Kyogre. Calling the Ferrothorn's Protect as it gets a little bit more lefty's recovery. Okay, so we're going to get that turn right. Now if we can just get one more turn of sleep. I needed that turn of sleep right there. It is half health. Incineroar is still going to drop, unfortunately. This game is going to be over now. I needed the one more turn of sleep right there. Did not get it, unfortunately. Also messed up a little bit earlier. Did lose a speed tie, but I can't complain about losing a speed tie. I told you the Ditto was going to be a problem, and the Ditto was a problem. It's a bit unfortunate that the run has to end like this. But, hey. I don't know. I still think this team is really, really solid here. Could have positioned better. Like, if I sack Suicune instead of sacking Amoonguss there, no reason for me to Rage Powder, right? I could have protected, sacked Suicune, brought in Fake Out Pressure, and it would have been in a W position every day of the week, right? That's a W. You know? I could have even protected and sacked Amoonguss and gone for a Spore had they given it to me. But at this point, the game is now over. I'm going to see how much a Scald would have actually done to Ferrothorn, but this game is over. They're going to switch out Kyogre, so they're giving me a chance here, but Serena's at too much health. They'd have to miss like 72 Power Whips. And Scald would have to kill this here, but Scald's not killing this. I know we're in the rain, but Suicune does not do enough damage. They're going to get the seeds up. Yeah, I'm going to drop the forfeit, guys. There's really no reason for me to continue playing this one. Just wasting everybody's time at this point. But yeah, no, I think the team is really, really solid. So if you are interested, guys, I do think Xerneas is good. I'm not going to release this team just yet. So unfortunately, it will not be in the description down below. But I think the concept of the team is really, really solid. So if you did want to try it out, I do encourage it. I think everybody's scared to run Xerneas because of Zacian. And don't get me wrong, it is terrifying when you're a Xerneas player in front of a Zacian. But I think the only good news about it is you have the game plan for it, right? Like Xerneas, like Zacian players are like, oh, I have a Xerneas matchup, I have a Zacian, right? But when you play Xerneas, you know your Zacian matchup, right? Like you prep your Zacian, you know your Zacian. Obviously, Zacian players probably do it a little bit as well versus Zern, but I don't think nearly as much as they really should. Because they're like, I have a Zacian, as long as I position Zacian, I win. And that's true, but I think with knowing the positioning, I don't know. I feel like Xerneas into Zacian is not as bad of a matchup as everybody makes it out to be. Not a good matchup, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not as bad as everybody makes it out. But with that, guys, we are gonna wrap up today's episode here. I'm just gonna update the ranking for you guys. But if you guys do enjoy this content, feel free to subscribe and leave a like so you don't miss out on more. Hopefully, we don't fall out of top 100. That would be ideal for me right now, just to kind of hover where we're at. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. That'll be all for this episode, as we do fall to 109, so just out of top 100. But we'll get that back eventually. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in a future video.